what's up? This is Jake with Hike 734, and one of the problems that I had early on in my project was trying to figure out how to take my camera into the backcountry. I have my DSLR with a really big lens, and while you're hiking, you want to be able to just pull out the lens real quick and take a picture of an animal, or if you're hiking with a bunch of people and you don't want them waiting around for you while you take off your backpack, which is usually a pain, and then dig out your camera just so you can get a really nice vista, so you're just like, I'm just gonna miss it. So anyway, so the problem is obviously carrying the camera. Really, it needs to be right in front of you. And I've had a lot of people ask me how I did that, and this is the solution. I came up with this one. There's this company called Thinktank Photo, and they make a lot of camera gear. And what I found is there's kind of two schools. There's the camera manufacturer, the camera bag or accessory manufacturers, and they do everything from the bags to the covers to just a lot of padded sorts of things. And then on the other side of things, you have the actually backpack manufacturers that are catering to backpacking and that kind of stuff. And so there's not a lot of interplay between the two of them that I've found. So but I did find this one company called Thinktank Photo, and this is the actual camera bag that I used. I used this guy. It's got a couple of different accessory slots and little stretchy pouches. This is actually just another lens case, so it's really modular, so you can add a lot more stuff to it. But this is the Digital Holster 30 version 2.0. It's got an extendable little section down here, and it'll take your average 70 to 200 lens with either a lens hood or a doubler. It's that kind of a setup. They do have longer ones and they do have shorter ones, so depending upon if you're using just the kit lens or whatever, they have different ones. So they're a great bag manufacturer, and I really like their products. And so yeah, so anyways, this is what this one is, and I'll have a link below to all these different components. But the big win for this is actually their camera connection kit, and it's made of 4 different pieces. The first one is this piece right here, and this is the part that connects to the load lifters, and so it goes up here and it connects the top of the camera bag, and then to stabilize it, there is this piece right over here, and this piece connects to the strap on your shoulder strap, and I'll show you that in a little bit. One of these pieces connects high to the camera bag, and the other one connects low, and that keeps the camera from just sloshing and swaying all over the place while you're hiking, which is great. So yeah, so this first part, one thing I do want to talk about is what kind of backpack you use. Your average day pack, if you have a heavier camera bag, is not the best, because all of the weight is going to be on the front, and so it tends to pull your backpack forward. So it's nice if you can have a backpack that has a little bit more structure to it. The first kind of backpack that I'll talk about here, Osprey, their Atmos 50 is really in this kind of line. This is a Mountainsmith. This is the Ghost. And this type of backpack has, inside of here has just like aluminum, just like a little, not a bar, but just like a little piece of aluminum. And these backpacks tend to, the problem with these is they're really great for backloading. You fill up all your camera bag, and then it pushes all the weight into your hips, which is what you want. But anytime you start front loading, they collapse really easily. So backpacks like this don't tend to work as well. They totally work, but just not as well as one that has a little bit more structure to it. And that would be a backpack that's more along this line. So it's a little bit of a bulkier backpack, but if you're hauling your camera around, this is going to be much better. And I actually use this for day packs when I haul my camera setup. And that is, if you look right over here, there's this aluminum bar. And this aluminum bar pretty much, it's called a stay, but this aluminum stay goes straight down. And what's nice about that is it's really good for backloading, but also it tends to, when you pull on the top with these load lifters, which this piece right here just connects right through this load lifter, and you close this little clasp here, and now this thing's on here, so your camera bag hooks onto that, so now it's pulling, and it'll pull on the stay, so your shoulders will thank you. So that's the 3 components. One is the camera bag, one is this, and then the other one is making sure that your camera backpack is rigid enough. If you're backpacking, you should be fine with that. The other part is this other piece goes down. Here's your shoulder strap. here's the strap to cinch things down, and it runs right along there. Pretty much every backpack that I've tried to put this on totally works fine. So I'll kind of put this on halfway so you can kind of see it. And so what I would do is I'd put this on, and then I would grab this piece and I connect it right here. And then I put on, and I'll show you this a little bit here, but I put on these little keychain. And so then I would just wrap this right here, and I would just click this on this side. Just like this. And so when you take your backpack on and off, you can just keep one side all, connected. But it does take a little while to get your backpack on and off because now you've got a couple of clicks to it and everything. There's another piece right up here, and I just went out and bought some cheap keychain connectors so I could snag it in here because there's these little canvas tabs that were just too much of a struggle. But you can, loop this other one up higher up here, but I found that was not necessary. Having this support the weight and then having just one side along the bottom of it from swaying, fantastic. So this is basically the easiest setup that I found. So anyways, I would love to hear what other setups you have. This camera bag also has a rain fly that comes with it that goes ahead and goes over the top of it. So there's a lot of really great accessories just from the camera bag. But if there's another setup that you have that totally works for you, that's great. I know some people will take the camera bag and it has a harness system, but you have to wear it underneath your backpack. But I think if you've already got the backpack, might as well use it. So anyway, so that's the Thinktank Photos camera bag, and then their camera connection kit. Links below. And like I said, let me know what you think and what kind of setup that you use. And I'm Jake with Hike 734.